Welcome, everybody. We are live. It's Genesis Week 2022. This is the kickoff show. I could not be more excited to be here. General Mort, it's Genesis Week. It's here. It's finally here.
I know. I can't believe it. Honestly, it feels like we've been working so hard, and it feels like we've heard the word Genesis Week probably at least 17,000 times in the last 3 months, if not more. So I'm just excited. I'm excited to share everything with you guys. Hopefully you guys have been following along with our announcements. We've released a bunch of stuff over the last several weeks, but I'm just excited to get into it. Excited for you guys to experience it. It's going to be a good time.
Should be good. So
yeah, let's do it.
Should be good. Matt, I apologize. My sound went out here. I'll get it back in 1 second. I've been having computer issues, everybody. So
yeah, guys, sorry.
Apologies for that. But without further ado, here's the outline for today. We're going to bring on Dirk and Adon, the co-founders of Upland, just to kick off Genesis Week. Then we're actually going to overview all the events for Genesis Week that are happening. And then we may or may not have 1 or 2 surprises at the end for you. So you're not going to want to miss that. And without further ado, let's bring on Dirk and Adon. Dirk and Adon. Very much for being here today. There's a lot of players that are new. A lot of players, this is their first Genesis Week. So Dirk, why don't you go ahead and just explain what is Genesis Week?
Yeah, first of all, hello everyone. Excited for this another Genesis Week. And yeah, well, it goes back actually to 2019. I just got back from my lunch break. Then, we're still having a very small office, and Adon says, "Hey, you got to come. I said, okay, well, what's happening? He said, we're going to mint our first property today, right? And that was actually on June 6th, shortly before 2 p.m. Pacific time. I said, okay, bring your phone so we can actually record it, right? So, and, Adon and I went to a small conference room, and Adon started, minting the first property. And that was, when Genesis Week or Genesis Property, everything Genesis actually, was born, right? And again, June 6th, 2019. And here we are, 3 years later. And we're super excited also that this is the first time it's going to be in person. Right. So, of course, we're starting the week here now being online, everyone. But, Las Vegas is coming, and this is great. I was just so excited to see all the community members, not all of them, but most of them, or lots of them, let's say like this, in person, and have a quite vibrant change about lots of stuff.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just going to say I'm stoked. I think the in-person portion of it is going to be super exciting. We're doing that for the very first time. So we're kind of, I don't know, we're evolving, we're changing, we're growing, which is awesome to see.
Yeah. With that, Adon, what are you most excited about to highlight the celebrations here of Genesis Week 2022?
Yeah, so happy Genesis Week, everyone. I'm definitely most excited about, Dirk and I are going to take the stage riding a live llama. Kind of like in Genesis Week.
I did not know that.
Will be fireworks, flamethrowers, everything.
Yeah, so actually that's not going to happen. But I mean, gosh, there are so many things to choose from. So, just meeting hundreds of community, people in person in Las Vegas, just watching the live pitch hackathon winners in Genesis Week live on Friday. Incredible. But I think like probably the most exciting, and that's going to be the climax of Genesis Week, just seeing who gets to walk away with this beauty on the back. So yeah, absolutely. One of the biggest highlights, I think, in Upland's history.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. When we unveiled that, I mean, it looks so good. It's very exciting. The fidelity of the Genesis 1 series. Someone's going to be very lucky and very happy at the end of this week. So, well, thank you very much, Dirk and Adon, for stopping by. We're gonna say goodbye to Dirk and Adon for now. They'll be back throughout the week on a variety of streams. So thank you, Dirk and Adon, for being here, and we'll see you later.
All right, happy Genesis Week, everybody.
See you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
All right. And with that, let's just jump right into the schedule for Genesis Week, everybody. We've got this deck that we've put together. This is the first time, like Dirk said, that we're doing anything in person here. Very exciting. Just so you guys know, all the events throughout the week, Monday through Thursday, everyone can participate. Monday through Friday, everybody can participate. Friday is all of the in-person events that will also be streamed live, and we'll go over that here with you. So here's what the schedule looks like. There are still tickets, yes. If you haven't purchased tickets, it's not too late. Make sure you do so. So today we have set the terminal fees to 0. So travel throughout Genesis Week is free. You guys may have noticed that already. I thought it was a nice little gift. Give everybody free travel. Just what a cool way to celebrate Genesis Week. Free travel.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much stuff going on across the metaverse this week, so we want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to participate. So we didn't want anybody to feel like travel was going to be a barrier to entry to participate in any of the events. So we went ahead and waived those fees for the duration of Genesis Week, so you guys can get the most out of your Genesis experience.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have started the Treasure Rush and Master Hunt challenges this morning, as well as opened up registration for the Genesis Hunt. And we'll go into some of these events in more detail here in a little while. The Genesis Challenge is live. The Cross City Collections are live as well. So if you don't know about Cross City Collections, it's one of the first times that we're doing this. We're doing it for Genesis Week. Collections across multiple cities. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. And then the Genesis Collections are live as well. There will be the daily giveaway that we'll announce the winner of this afternoon. Every single day there's giveaways. Every single day we're going to be announcing winners. So you're going to want to look out for that. If you've not joined us on Discord, a link is in the description to this video. Make sure you come join us on Discord and look out for those announcements.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, we do have the Las Vegas stress test. So for those of you who don't know, if you don't know, you've probably been under a rock for the last week, but Vegas is the city that we're opening and we're doing it live. It's our first live city opening. That's going to happen on Friday. Tomorrow is the stress test. We will be releasing more details on that later today. So look out for that announcement. We also have registration begins for a terminal cell that we'll talk about in a little while, a special terminal cell. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. The Lighted Up Upland Hunt begins tomorrow. I think I read that wrong. Yeah, it's a tongue twister. At 10 a.m., as well as the Thrifty Trader 2.0. Interesting note on the Thrifty Trader 2.0 that Matt's going to talk about here in a little while. We've improved it. We've improved everything about it. So if you struggled with it before, this is the 2.0 version, baby. You're not going to struggle with it this time. We've worked hard to make a lot of improvements there. And then tomorrow we're going to welcome back Don Zuckerman and General Mort here for a fireside chat where they're going to review all the metaverse mechanics and do a deep dive on some different things in the game at 11 a.m. So every day at 11 a.m. there is a stream. That's a theme you're going to see here. And then of course we do have tomorrow as well the daily giveaway there. General Mort, I'm really excited for Thrifty Trader 2.0 to begin.
I am too. I'm excited for a lot of things. I love already the reaction for Treasure Rush has been super exciting, and anybody who isn't familiar, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute here. But I'm excited for all the new things, the new tours, the new Thrifty Trader, the new Treasure Rush. It's all awesome.
Yeah, we do. Starting Wednesday, we do have the registration that will begin for the historic Upland tour. We did a cross city tour. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? And it was one of our first cross city tours. And this is just playing on that. And this is Tours 2.0. A lot of improvements. There's going to be audio. You're going to be able to look at Street View right from the card. So you're not going to want to miss that. Registration begins at 8 a.m. on Wednesday for that. Then we have a very, very special Upland auction house at 11 a.m. on Wednesday as well, followed by the giveaway. And we're going to jump into details on the auction house, General Mort. Very excited for this one.
Yeah. I think you guys are going to like that one.
Then on Thursday, the historic Upland tour does begin. This is a tour going through the history of Upland in celebration of Genesis Week, looking at some very historic properties, events in the game. And again, this is the first time that there's multimedia involved with this tour. I think you guys are really going to like it. It's very exciting. At 11 a.m., we have a stream hosted by the one and only Uplando. We're calling it a community stream here with Dirk Luth, who is going to go over all things economics. There's a lot of economic questions out there. He's going to do a deep dive on the economics of Upland on Thursday. So you're not going to want to miss that one. That one is going to be very, very informative and a lot of fun. Then we've got some streams from our broadcasters. These are our UCN nominees, actually, starting with Uplando. He's one of our nominees for Broadcaster of the Year. Then at 1 p.m., we do have the UpX podcast, and Don Zuckerman is going to stop by the UpX podcast. They're actually all going to be here live in office streaming to their respective communities. Very excited to have our nominees for Broadcaster of the Year here in-house. And then Loyal Doyle at 3 p.m. on Thursday with the one and only General Mort. For those of you who are joining us here in Vegas, we will have a happy hour on Thursday, and we've emailed you the location of that. Come join us, come hang out, come have a few drinks before we get stuff kicked off in person on Friday. And then, of course, we do have the daily giveaway on Thursday as well. And then finally, the events we've all been waiting for. Our first time ever in person is Friday. We've got the city opening, the Las Vegas city opening, live at 10 a.m. It is going to be streamed. You're not going to want to miss it. Then at 11 a.m., we've got the roadmap and AMA also going to be live. This is going to be your chance to ask the founders questions, to ask General Mort questions. And also we're going to have some special guests, some members of the team on talking about what projects they are working on and present them to you. It's very exciting. You guys are really going to like it.
Yeah, if you guys haven't caught a roadmap AMA to date, this one is definitely the one not to miss. It's going to be super fun. Like David mentioned, we're going to have a bunch of guests from the team coming to talk about the things that they're actually working on. So you get to hear it directly from the players, or not the players, the people who are making the impact there.
Yeah, first time we're ever doing this. It's going to be a lot of fun. We will be taking questions live in stream. We'll have questions in Discord that you'll be able to submit beforehand. And then we will also be taking questions live in person for any players attending in person. So it's going to be quite an event. Probably our most intense AMA that we've had to date. And what better way to do it than live in person?
Oh, yeah.
Then we've got for everybody in person, we do have at 1:30 we do have the hackathon pitches. This is where our 5 finalists from the hackathon are going to present to you, the community, and to our panel of judges their projects that they've been working on for the hackathon, and our judges will have a chance to see them, vote on them, and then we'll unveil them later that evening at 8 p.m. at the Lighted Upland Awards party. And for those in person, it's going to be a good time, but we are going to stream it. So if you're not here in person, you will be able to participate and partake in all the goodness that is the Badass Awards party that's coming. This is where we're going to award all of our community. Cool. It's going to be awesome. We have worked really hard to make this awesome for you guys. So again, this is where we'll award our finalists for the hackathon, as well as our community awards, our player of the year, our broadcaster of the year, and our creator of the year. So you're not going to want to miss it. And there may or may not be something special during those awards too. You will want to tune in. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say about that.
That's all you have to say.
Yeah, let's get into the cross-city collections, because there has been some questions in chat already. These opened up this morning. General Mort, what are the new cross-city collections? They are temporary just for Genesis Week, but let's review those real quick.
Yeah, so just to reiterate, there are some new cross-city collections in the game now. These are temporary, as David mentioned, so these will be lasting for the duration of Genesis Week. And all of these are going to count towards the Genesis Edition Rising Star Challenge. So we are running a challenge right now for who can complete the most collections throughout the week. The player that completes the most will be selected and will earn an entry into the MV Motors Series 1 Genesis Edition giveaway. So super exciting stuff there. But to talk through each of these, first we have the World Traveler. This is basically just owning one property in 5 different cities across Upland. So we really want players to kind of branch out during Genesis Week, go explore new areas, try out new locales. That's partially why we also made travel free this week. So you really do have an opportunity to kind of go across the metaverse, see different places, and get your feet wet in a new city, basically. We also have the Nomad collection. So there are 3 of these. The Western Nomad, this is own 3 properties in 3 different cities on the West Coast. To clarify, I know there've been a lot of questions about this. You only have to own 1 property in each of those 3 cities. So basically each Nomad collection is 1 property in 3 different cities on the given coast. It's just that property can't be the same. Rather, like, you can't have 2 properties in LA and then 1 in San Francisco to have the Western Nomad. It'll have to be like San Francisco, Oakland, and Los Angeles. So there are more details on these. You guys can get the full breakdown of what cities belong to each collection. That is on the Upland Events Hub. There's an announcement there, so you can go and get the rest of the details there. And we do have a special bonus. If you do manage to complete all 3 of the Nomad collections, so basically 9 properties in 9 different cities in a sense, you will get a 0.03 spark bonus. We are going to be awarding this after Genesis Week. After everything concludes, we'll go and pull the results, and we'll be dropping that spark to all the players that have earned it. But this is awesome. It's the first time we're really bringing in some new cross-city collections that are a little bit more attainable, and I think it's going to be a really good time for everybody.
Yeah. Again, it's been a question that we've got, but just to clarify one more time, General Mort, on World Traveler, I don't have to own 5 different properties in 5 different cities or 3 different properties in 3 different cities. It's just one property in each city, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
All right. And before we get to our next
property.
before we get to our next slide, we have this question. When will the design challenge winners be announced? We should have an announcement for you later today. So stay tuned for that. Very excited to announce that. Next, we do have the auction house. Now, we're doing something completely different here, and I cannot wait for this. General Mort, what are we doing this week's auction house?
Yeah, this one's going to be fun. So if you guys aren't familiar with the auction house, this is something that X1 and I host on a regular basis. Every other week, we take properties from the community and we auction them live in Discord for players to bid on. So we're going to be doing something a little bit different this time. We are going to be introducing cars for the very first time, and we're also going to be doing a couple other things. So first off, of course, is the community auction portion, which is pretty standard. That's how it normally goes. These are going to be only exclusive plus properties. We also are going to be auctioning a Las Vegas landmark. We will be revealing more of those details later today. The artisan trim. So basically, I mean, to talk about the design challenge, we'll be announcing that winner today, and then we're going to auction off that car, the 1 of 1. It is going to be a 1 of 1. There will be no other model like it. We're going to auction that off live for the community, so everybody's going to be able to participate. And then the last part, which I think is one of the most exciting ones, is the cars draft. So we are going to be starting something, and we'll reveal these details later today. But basically the way it's going to work is there will be 21 different models available for players to claim via the silent auction. So basically what will happen is after we open up submissions today, you will go and basically submit a bid for one of the the draft positions. So basically the player with the highest bid will get the first choice of their car. Second player with the second highest bid, he'll get to pick whatever's remaining from that, and so on and so forth. So we're going to have 2 models available. MV Motor models. The first is going to be the Series 1 R trim. The second one is going to be the Series V E trim. We're going to have 5 different colors for the Series 1 and 2 different colors for the Series V. And then, of course, we're going to have 3 mints for each of these colors. So that is so mint numbers are determined by colors when it comes to cars. So that means there will be a total of 21 draft positions. And as I mentioned, players will bid on their draft position, and then the draft is going to be held in sequential order. So there will be a live leaderboard that tracks the bids, so you guys can see if somebody's outbid you for the position that you're going for, and you can kind of plan accordingly that way. Once we get to the actual auction, we'll save this for the end. And what we're going to do is actually invite everybody who has won a draft position to participate. They will submit their choice to us, basically, and we'll announce all of them live. So we'll basically have 21 different players that will be able to pick the car of their choice, depending on what's left out of the 21 models that are there. So it's totally different. It's something entirely new. We wanted to try it out. We thought it'd be really fun. We wanted to do something that was interesting to get the first cars out there. And I think this is going to be a really exciting auction.
Yeah. If you've never participated in like a fantasy draft, think of fantasy draft for
exactly
the MV Motors cars. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait for this special auction. So make sure you tune in. That is Wednesday, everybody. Which brings us to the new treasure rush, which has already begun. General Mort, tell us, what is this new event?
So this is kind of a different take on both standard and competitive treasure hunts. So it's kind of a little bit of a hybrid in a sense. Basically, this is a new standard treasure hunting mode. So what that means is that you won't be competing against other players for the treasure, but you will be competing against other players depending on how many treasures you claim. So basically what will happen is, obviously, as with all treasure hunts, the goal is to collect treasures. But when you start the treasure rush, the goal is to collect as many as possible before the timer expires. So every player gets 30 minutes to spawn and claim as many treasures as possible. And you have 2 hours. You have a 2-hour window to initiate that window, right? So if the challenge starts at 9 a.m., you basically have until 11 a.m. to spawn your 30-minute timer. So there is a grace period. So each challenge has a 30-minute grace period at the end of that 2 hours. So if you spawn at, let's say, 10:59 a.m., you will still get your 30 minutes to spawn and basically claim as many treasures as possible. So the way this works is the goal, of course, is to claim more treasures. So the more treasures you claim, the higher you place on the leaderboard. There's going to be a total of, I believe, 16 instances of Treasure Rush every single day. Not four for each of the city tiers, but basically they go by city tiers. So they're all timed together. So tier 1, for example, I think started today at 6 a.m. I think tier 2 is started at 9 a.m. and then we'll go to tier 4 a little bit later in the day. There's a full schedule published. We'll also have an example for you in a minute here. But basically, one of the high points of this is no sends are consumed while the Treasure Rush is active. So once you spawn, you can basically send as many times as you want to claim as many treasures as possible. Now, there is one caveat. Send fees do apply still. So you will still have to pay those visitation fees. But the hope is that by claiming those treasures, you will regain those send fees. So each of the treasures basically has been designed to have two times max the send fee. So most treasures will have 2x the max send fee. So if you're in tier 1 city, it would be 250 UPX. There is a small chance for a really big bonus, but it is a really small chance. It's just kind of in there for some fun RNG to kind of make it more interesting. The last piece of this is that we are going to be running the Master Hunter Challenge all week long. So this is actually going to count all of the treasures that players claim via Treasure Rush for the entire week. Whoever claims the most, the number 1 player, is going to walk away with an entry into that M Series 1 MV Motors Series 1 Genesis Edition giveaway. So that's kind of how it works. That's the baseline. The high points are basically, you're competing against the clock versus competing against other players for those treasures, and you're working to have a high placement on that leaderboard. So let's go ahead and check out the next slide. I have some more details here for you guys. So this is how the rewards are going to work. They are broken out by tier. So the rewards are basically distinct depending on the treasure hunting tier that you're in. For tier 1, you can see the, kind of the rewards just for tiers 1 through 5. But basically you have 10 spots. So you have 10 chances to win in a sense, right? So the top 10 players are going to walk away with both UPX and Spark for each instance of the treasure hunt. So these rewards are listed on a per instance basis. This is not like a daily thing. So this means that every time Treasure Rush goes live, you have an opportunity to win these rewards. If you look over on the right, you can see what the actual reward values of the of the treasures are. So as I mentioned, for the most part, you are going to be getting those blue treasure chests almost, I'd say a very, very high percentage of the time. And each of those are going to have 2 times the max send fee for that city. And then there is a small chance to kind of get that boosted reward that you'll see on the right. So 10,000 in tier 1, 8,000 tier 2, 6,000 in tier 3, which we don't have currently active, 4,000 in tier 4, and 2,000 in tier 5. So those are kind of the rewards that are at stake for the treasure hunt outside of the Master Hunter Challenge.
Very good. Yeah, this is really exciting. It's like General Mort and I were talking yesterday. It's like golf. You're competing against yourself ultimately while still competing. It's a lot of fun. It's a really cool concept.
Absolutely. So if you look at the next slide, this is our schedule for the week. I know it's kind of difficult to read. I think there's a more consolidated one on the website. But basically cities of the same tier are all going to be active at the same time. So basically what you'll see there is on day 1 on Monday at 6 a.m., all tier 1s will go live. At 9 a.m., all tier 2s. At 1 p.m., all tier 4s. And then at 5 p.m., all tier 5s. So the schedule will change throughout the week. So you definitely want to check this to see what tiers are active. We definitely want to make sure that there are different periods that are active throughout the week. So we have players that are in different, locations across the world that they can still access and participate in this challenge. We do encourage everybody to participate in as many locales as possible to improve your chances in the Master Hunter Challenge. So to be clear, participating in a tier 1 city, let's say you start at 9 a.m., does not mean that you can't go do it in another tier 1 city. So if I start in Los Angeles and I wrap up my 30 minutes, I can hop on a plane, head to San Francisco, and compete once again in another instance of the challenge. So you're not restricted by tier, only by city. So for each city, you can only do it once, but you can do it as many times as you want. Just as a PSA, you do need to update your app. There was an update that came out last week. So if you guys haven't updated your app yet, your Treasure Rush is not going to show up. So you'll make sure to go update your app, and then it'll start appearing.
Which brings us to the new and improved Thrifty Trader 2.0.
Yes.
What changes have we made? Why is this the 2.0? What makes it so much better, General Mort?
So Thrifty Trader, if you guys aren't familiar, was an event that we came up with, I think back last fall, And basically the goal was kind of like measure trading activity, right? Give you guys a score based off of how well you were trading. There was a couple limitations with the way that we initially did things. We've made some tweaks since then, but this is definitely the biggest kind of wide sweeping changes that we've made since we started it. So basically what's happening is we do have improved fraud detection. So we have some better mechanisms in place to detect players that are acting maliciously so that we can take them out of the competition. We also have adjusted the scoring algorithm pretty substantially. So previously we used to score you guys on 3 different metrics. One was profit margin. The other 2 were trading volume, and trading diversity. We also used to only score the selling side on the Thrifty Trader. So now we are introducing basically 3 new scoring mechanisms. The first being what we call relative profit scores. So this is how we are going to measure sales. So we're basically taking a function of the last 30 days, what the median markup in a given city is, or a given neighborhood. We're going to compare your sales to that metric. That way it should be a little bit healthier in terms of how we're scoring players instead of like overall profit margin. Sometimes that leads to some inconsistencies, especially when you have really old properties or cheap properties sold for a lot. So this is going to be a little bit more dynamic and should be a little bit more accurate. We're also introducing what we're calling the relative profit score. So now we are actually introducing scoring to the purchasing side of Thrifty Trader. It is not just going to be sales this time. So there will be a counterbalance. So this is measured in a similar way. We'll basically take the median markup in a given neighborhood and compare your purchase price to that to see if it was an effective buy or not. The other big change that we are doing is that we are introducing percentile-based scoring. So before we used to kind of give you a fixed score based off of how many trades you had accomplished or something like that. Now we're actually scoring everybody based on percentile. So even if your trade, technically wasn't the best, as long as it's the best among the players, you will be in that 99th percentile and basically earn the highest score possible. We are going to, of course, be also scoring you guys based on trading volume and diversity. It's just going to work on that percentile-based mechanism versus before where it was a little bit more fixed. The last piece of this is that we are optimizing the reports, or rather the results reporting. So before, I know there was a lot of problems in terms of timing with when results would get reported or updated. We are happy to announce that there will be a web leaderboard that refreshes about every 30 minutes for this competition. So you guys will have pretty real-time updates with how your scores are improving. You can search yourself, see how you're faring so far, and kind of adjust your strategy going forward. And then, of course, everybody that wins, so the top 200 players that place on the Thrifty Trader leaderboard are going to walk away with UpX, I believe some Spark, and then, of course, the Genesis 22, or rather the Genesis Trader 22 Block Explorer that you see on there on the right.
Yeah, it looks good. That's a cool Block Explorer for sure. 2.0.
Absolutely.
A lot of work went into it. Yeah, we hope you guys enjoy it.
Thank you to our data team. They worked super hard on this.
Yeah, it's new and improved, and you guys should really like it. So it's very, very exciting. The next thing that is new and improved is our tour, the Historic Upland Tour. General Mort, what can players expect in the Historic Upland Tour?
So we wanted to introduce kind of a little bit of a refreshed tour experience because there was some clunkiness in the older tours. Obviously, manually searching for properties was kind of cumbersome. So we updated the layout. We added some new buttons and kind of cleaned up the experience a little bit. So as you can see on the left there, that's kind of what the new look and feel is going to be. And then on the right, you'll see an example of what is kind of one of the updated mechanisms of it. So we have the updated tour layout, and then we have the auto send to next location. So this is really nice. So this means once you're done reading about a particular location, you can just click next. It'll ask you to confirm your send to the next location in the tour, and it will automatically send you on your way. No need to search for those properties anymore, except in the case when you're landing in a new city. So because this is a cross-city tour, there is some things that are still kind of that we need to clean up. So when you do land in a new city, you will have to search. We'll provide all the details in the tour on kind of how to do that as you move through it. The other really exciting part, and one of my favorites, is we actually have voiceover now. So the whole Historic Upland Tour will be voiced by our very own X1TheGamer. So his beautiful voice will grace your experience throughout the tour, and hopefully add a little bit more of a dynamic, exciting element to that. The other piece of this is that there's easy access to Street View. So instead of having to click on the property details, go into Street View, or just putting that button right there, you can click there, actually see what the property looks like in real life, explore that location, and kind of get a little bit more immersed in the tour experience. The last little piece of this, and this is kind of a silly thing, but optimize rewards. So we did have an issue before where some players were not always getting back 100% of their registration fees. I'm happy to announce that that has been fixed, and you will definitely be getting, at the very least, 100% of your registration fees back by completing the tour. So that has been optimized for a better experience. So that's new tours, man. It's super great. And this also will enable us to do a lot more creative things in the future. So huge shout out to the dev team for getting this out there. We're going to have a lot of fun with this in a lot of different areas going forward.
Yeah, and just the tour this this tour itself, I think is really special. For those of you that are new to the game, there's a lot of historic properties, locations, that go through kind of the journey of Upland so far these last 3 years. So you're going to learn a lot. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be fun. Yeah,
it really is the historic Upland tour. Like, this is a lot of like really fun things. We'll take you to locations that were relevant to certain events throughout the last year and beyond. I definitely think anybody who's still kind of new, wants to get their, their Upland lore in, this is the perfect opportunity to do it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to this for sure. We then have the Lighted Upland Hunt, and this one's going to be a lot of fun. General Mort, what is the Lighted Upland Hunt, and why should players participate in it?
So this is a pretty unique hunt in the sense that it's the first ever cross-city scavenger hunt. So, usually our hunts are like a mad dash to finish, and they usually wrap up in about 8 to 10 minutes. That is just absolutely not going to be possible with this, because we are asking you to travel to different cities in between each of the clues. So this is going to start in Brooklyn. So this is where you will actually register for the tour. Registration is already open now. So if you guys haven't done so, you can go and do that right away. You will be able to register until tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And then the tour, or rather the hunt, is going to start at 10 a.m. Once the tour begins, you'll basically be taken on a series of clues that will take you across the whole Upland metaverse. Not every city, but a good portion of them. And basically you will be competing for the car's NFT wizard, so Uppets and Spark, and then the top player that wins in the competitive version of the hunt will get an entry into the Series 1 Genesis Trim giveaway. So this is a cool kind of take on hunts. I'm really eager to see like how long it takes players to solve all these clues, because it's like, even like your Google searches are no longer limited to one city, right? You actually have to think beyond and start thinking about where other cities might be. So I think it's going to be really cool. As with our most recent hunts, we are going to have 2 different tiers for it. So there's the competitive version. The registration fee for that is going to be 5,000 UPX, and then the casual tier, that's going to be 2,000 UPX. The big difference being, in the competitive tier, you're competing for rewards, and you only get about 50% of your registration fees back. In the casual tier, you're just kind of doing it for funsies. You can do it at your own leisure, no pressure to complete it as fast as possible, but there will be no rewards for that. The caveat there, though, is that you will get 100% of your registration fees back. The last note here being that the time expected to travel throughout the tour is going to be around 60 minutes. So if you're really pushing for that top spot, make sure you reserve enough time to kind of get through that whole thing. But I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be really exciting. Definitely a unique experience, something different that we're trying out. And also a great opportunity to win this beautiful car NFT wizard block explorer.
Yeah, no, absolutely a lot of fun. Let's clarify real quick. We got this question from Marathon Motoring. He asks, so we have to choose between the hunt and the stress test?
You do not. So the hunt does not start until 10 a.m. The stress test will be starting at 8 a.m. So you have a full 2 hours until the hunt begins.
Yeah. Also remember, travel is free, so you don't have to worry about
travel is free
to go back and forth between the cities. So you guys.
This was also a big reason that we made travel free this week.
Yeah, and this is another thing that, again, the team's been working really hard on. This is scavenger hunt on steroids. I like it.
Yes, absolutely.
And finally, we have the Genesis Challenge. General Mort, what is the Genesis Challenge?
So the Genesis Challenge is like the culmination of all of the Genesis Week activities packed together. So basically what this means is that this is going to be a week-long challenge with tons of rewards. We're going to do daily giveaways for everybody that participates. So so long as you have earned at least a single entry, you will be included in those drawings. Basically, but the goal is to complete activities throughout the week to gain Genesis points. So what are Genesis points? Genesis points are basically effectively just your entries into the drawing. So every point you gain is going to gain you 1 entry for those drawings. So the more points you gain, the better odds you have to win. So you basically want to complete as many as possible to improve your chances of winning. The Genesis Challenge is already active. It started at 6 a.m. this morning with the launch of Treasure Rush, and it's going to be ending on Friday at 9 a.m. so that we can conduct the final drawings for that day. There is going to be a live web leaderboard that basically updates automatically, that actually shows your individual progress. So if you're curious about how many points you've earned so far, you can head to that leaderboard, type in your name, search your player, and then you'll actually be able to see your progress up to that point.
Yeah, and good luck to everybody, because it's going to be competitive. So good luck.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you're doing as much as you can to get as many points as you can throughout the week.
Yeah, we've got some more details here. So basically, this is how you'll earn entries for the actual Genesis challenge. So you'll see these are all the different things that you can actually do throughout the week to gain entries. At the simplest baseline level, you have sends, which are obviously super easy to get done. You can do that a maximum of 5 days. So you'll see that there's different columns here. The second column being how many entries you earn for that particular action, the daily max actions being the most of that thing you can do for that day. And then you have the daily max entries, which is basically how many you can earn on a daily basis, how many points you can earn. And then, of course, that's the total max for the week. And at the bottom, you'll see that it equals out to 1,000 points. So 1,000 points is the maximum that you can generate. So make sure to do as many as you can, as fast as you can. If you go to the website, there are more details on here. The table is visible on the Upland Events Hub. Just go to upland.me/events, and you can get everything that you need to know on that page.
Yeah, again, good luck to everybody that participates. I think this is a fun way to encourage participation in all the challenges and give you guys an opportunity to win a super, super unique special prize.
Yeah, let's talk about what they can win here. So there are a bunch of different awards available for the daily drawings. So the first winner is going to be winning a special terminal. We'll tell you more about that in just a second here. We are going to select 5 players that are going to win 0.1 Spark, 25 players that are going to win 25,000 UPX, and then 50 players who are going to win the blue Genesis 22 Block Explorer. You will also, if you actually manage to earn all 1,000 points, you will get that Block Explorer upgraded, and you will get the gold Genesis 22 Block Explorer, which I think is very sexy. So there will be a one-time drawing at the end. So the last winner, basically on Friday, will be an entry into the Series 1 Genesis trim giveaway. So basically what we're doing is we're kind of consolidating all of those into 5 different players. This is one of the ways to become one of those 5 players for the final drawing, basically. So players can only win once per drawing, just as a note, but they can only win a total of one of each item for the duration of the week. So you can win in multiple drawings. You can just only win a certain item one time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So for instance, if I won a special terminal on day 1 and I get selected day 2, I can't get another special terminal.
Correct. But you could get Spark, UPX, or the Block Explorer.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right. So to wrap it up, I want to basically tell you guys all the ways that you can gain entries into the Series 1 Genesis trim giveaway. The first is competing and finishing ahead of everybody in the Lighted Upland Hunt, the Cross-City Hunt. The second is completing the most collections throughout the week in the Genesis Week Collection Challenge or the Rising Star Challenge. The third is to be the thriftiest trader in the Thrifty Trader 2.0, basically place atop the leaderboard with the highest trading score. The fourth is to find the most treasures via Treasure Rush and basically claim the top spot on the Master Hunter challenge leaderboard. And then the last one is a drawn entry from the Genesis challenge. So that was the one we were just talking about. And you will all be competing to win this lovely car on the right. And there's supposed to be a video there, David. Can we play that, or is that not working?
Oh, I am not able to play that. Apologies.
All right, well, if you guys haven't seen it, that's unfortunate. Go to the website. Go check out the Series 1 Genesis trim. It is absolutely gorgeous. The design team totally killed it on that. So it is absolutely going to be one of the most lucrative items in the metaverse. It is a one of one. There will only ever be one that looks like this. So you'll definitely want to have a chance to win this elusive car.
Yeah, super cool. We do have a question real quick, General Mort, to clarify. Do the Genesis collections count toward completing collections?
Yes, they do. If you're talking about the Cross-City collections that we just launched, those do contribute towards the global collections challenge. So definitely encourage everybody to complete all 4 of those to kind of give themselves the best chance.
Yep. And then finally, everybody, so the special terminals. What are those special terminals?
Those special terminals are actually international terminals. So guys, basically what we're telling you is that we are actively preparing to go international this year. So In order to do that, obviously to travel internationally, you're going to have international terminals. So we are going to be holding an international terminal sale. The details on that are going to be revealed tomorrow morning with registration going live. And then for each of the daily giveaways, this is going to be that special prize. We are going to give one lucky player every day an international terminal for them to keep and potentially sell, do whatever they want with it. But these are highly lucrative. If you guys, most of you already know, terminals are really highly sought after. International terminals stand to be just that much more amazing. So we're really excited to be distributing these things, getting you guys ready for actually going international at some point in the future. And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited for the prospect of going international. I think it's going to be an amazing time.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for the lucky winners that get these international terminals. I mean, this is a big deal, and you're going to be a big deal if you win one. So,
absolutely,
a lot of fun.
I mean, definitely improve as many of your odds as possible for the Genesis Challenge. You definitely won't want to miss out on any of these rewards. They're all awesome. Huge thank you to our whole team for helping us put all of this together. Guys, we've been working so hard on all of this. We're so excited to finally deliver it to you guys and actually let you be a part of Genesis Week 2022. I think it's going to be one for the history books.
Yeah, thank you very much, General Mort, for going over everything. If you guys have any questions, we are over in Discord. Our community managers there would be more than happy to answer your questions. Let us know. We do have a Genesis 2022 channel over on our Discord page as well. Everyone that's coming to Genesis Week can coordinate in there, can network, and everybody participating in Genesis Week. That's the best place to go and participate, ask your questions, stuff like that. General Mort, thank you. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was just to add, if you guys have any questions on schedules, event details, anything like that, do go to the Upland Events Hub, upland.me/events. Everything is there. There are 2 different posts there. One is for the in-game event schedule. One is for the live streaming schedule. You can get all the details that you could possibly want on those pages. So, yeah, just to recap, super excited to bring all these new events. I think this is so fun to be able to do this all at once and let you guys experience a bunch of new things together. Just happy to be here, excited about Genesis Week, and hope you guys enjoy what we have in store for you.
Yeah, absolutely. General Mort, give me your favorite event you're most looking forward to.
It's tough. We've all put a lot of work into all of them. I think for me, it's probably Treasure Rush. I think that already the reaction to that, seeing how people are enjoying that, has been a huge pleasure to watch. So I think just, adding that competitive element, but, where you're kind of competing against yourself, I think is really unique and something that was missing from treasure hunting. So I'm just super excited to get that in the hands of players and see what they can do.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the live city opening. I mean, the first time we're doing
that's going to
be
be awesome.
Live. You guys are going to get to see behind the scenes on what we go through during each city release, what the team is doing. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you tune in for that. And happy Genesis Week 2022, everybody. It's
happy
here.
Genesis Week.
Thank you for joining us live. And we will see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. General Mort, Don Zuckerman. Tune into that. They're going to be going in detail over some metaverse mechanics in Upland. Until next time, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye-bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye, guys.